Hi guys, welcome back. All right, let's see. Hang on, I've got two cards here. All right, let's take a peek at whatever the story may be, and I will call out any sign symbols or zodiacs that we see as well. We start with the Two of Pentacles. It is in the reverse. We have a Knight of Cups that is upright, and we have a Nine of Wands that is upright. Okay, so we do have somebody that's with this Knight of Cups. He's become pretty clear on things, although up until now it's been very sketchy, right? He's all sketched in, she's barely sketched in, but the desire is there even if the action hasn't been taken. I definitely feel like this has been something where if we have a character who's been wounded, they've been out in the dry desert somewhere, they have not been able to move forward. And that was just like, I can't give something equally. I don't have the any kind of stability any more than an elephant balancing on a ball doesn't look particularly stable, right? So no matter what, things would not have been stable, and he knew that. And even as we pick up the story now, we still see that sense of awareness that I know the desire is there, but they are not taking action. And I don't know if we're seeing it from his perspective or from her perspective, because we do have a masculine and a feminine here, but we have a masculine on that Wounded Warriors card. He's the one who seems to be trying to get his head right. He may be out here in a desert. He may be, I don't know if somebody's going to like a sweat lodge, or they're trying to like go down a more like spiritual or naturopathic type of like herbalist pathway. They could be going to, someone to like help them for like a spiritual slash physical like reboot, I'll say. It almost feels like they could be going to like a health retreat, or a spa of sorts, or like I said before, maybe some kind of a spirit quest or vision quest, or seeing like a shaman of sorts. Even there's just something about being out in the desert, being surrounded by all these plants. I feel like he's aware. I would like to move forward. I would like to have like a very tangible relationship with somebody that I care about, but I have to first do something from me. I have to go out into the desert, and I have to get my head on right, or I have to let myself heal fully from something, because right now I'm still depleted, and I know I wouldn't be able to be balanced. We have the universe, and I think that this is such a cool card, because on this card I happen to have the actual, and I bought this many years before I ended up getting this tarot deck. By the way, I will tag these items for you. But you notice right here in the middle, we have this, it's a zodiac, like music box. And inside we've got the angels, and we've got the ancient Acropolis. It plays music and also lights up, but just really pretty. And we have the zodiacs here on the top of it too. Well, that's right here painted on this card. And I always think that's such a cool thing that, by sheer coincidence, I bought that music box a long time ago, and then later bought this deck. Had no idea that the painting of that music box would be in this deck or on this card. And so it's always been just something that was really fun and serendipitous to me. So I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely have a certain taste, don't I? I gravitate towards stuff that somehow, like, the artist must like the same stuff there. But this really looks like, with the universe being here, this is the world card. Our character maybe is realizing that even if it takes time, like, I'm going to say that this probably all fits together, right? I'm showing a music box that I bought like 2 years before I ever encountered this deck, had no idea. But, sometimes we know, or we hold something in our hand, and we have something that will come full circle, and another part of this equation will come into our life later. Sometimes there's a gap between having one thing and then it leading us to the next chapter in our life, but the intention is still there. Just like the knights are our action takers, they're the little vehicle that rides forward and gets us from point A to point B. Right now we have a character who's aware of where they'd like to go, but they're not in the vehicle yet. But the universe steps in and says, let this play out. Let the angels help. Let things come on a full rotation. There's not really a huge rush. I don't think these two will interact until next year in this storyline. I don't think he's ready. And I don't think that there's a reason to push or rush, but more to accept that the world is constantly turning. Growth is constantly happening. Healing is constantly happening. But some things you can't really speed up. So there could be, I don't know, somebody I picture could be wearing like zodiacal kind of jewelry also or something. Like somebody could have like a keychain or a, ring or, something that they tangibly have that is like their star sign. They could be very into astrology and such. Doesn't have to be. It's just with all the zodiac aspect on that, it just makes me think that somebody possesses something, owns something that could be. They could also have a tattoo, because I just pictured like somebody who has a tattoo. I think like somewhere on like more of an inner forearm or wrist area. Six of Cups. These two are soulmates. The universe is stepping in and saying, look, the seeds have already been planted. Soulmates tend to gravitate toward each other. Even if, things have to align just right until they meet. These two could have very compatible star signs, by the way. If they look at their natal charts, if he looks at their natal charts, he may already sense like, I know she's somebody I want to vibe with. I think a lot about approaching her. And even here in this sketched out image, we have her standing here and he's standing behind her. But it's like, I haven't approached her yet. I'm kind of like energetically breathing on her neck a little bit, but I'm not really ready to tap her on the shoulder and say hi just yet. And all of this says that's okay. It's a sure thing that these two will encounter each other. It's a sure thing that these soulmates, when the time is right, and again, this is still very sketched out here. We don't have it all filled in. When the time is right, of course, you'll ride your bike to her. You'll ride your motorcycle into her world. Of course, you two will have a chance to have this blossom. But if it's not the right time yet, that's okay. Soulmates don't have to stress out about this stuff. Soulmates are going to find each other again and again and again, lifetime after lifetime. They run in the same circles. They like the same stuff. They think along the same lines. Kindred souls will find a way to encounter each other again. We have the Temperance card sideways. And I think that's like a nice warm little glow to know that, I'm hearing that song somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight. Someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight. I hear it with Linda Ronstadt singing it. But we have that Temperance angel. We have this kind of like prism of light, a rainbow light coming in. And this card ended up sideways. And I do always look at sideways cards as if it's shared energy or if it is energy that is not completely one way or the other yet. So it could still go either way. So it's indecisive. But in this storyline, I look at it as, because we're still talking about it from this concept of soulmates do find each other. It's like that should hopefully give both of them a sense of peace, a sense of like happy little warm glow, and a sense of contentment. Like, okay, the fact that I know that you walk this earth and that I know of you and that I know that I have emotions, but I just haven't come towards you yet, that I shouldn't get angsty about it. I should be able to relax and just know I'm so glad that you're on this planet, and I'm so glad that I will have an opportunity to still gravitate towards you. I feel like this is all still from his perspective. He needs to be able to like relax and say he's got to deal with this first. He's got to handle whatever that Nine of Wands is. So let's actually change decks now and take a look at that Nine of Wands. So he's going to heal something. Or I keep feeling like it's more of like a spiritual quest. Oh, Ten of Swords. Yeah. There's definitely an energy. I don't know if somebody caused him grief or pain and he has to let go of the grief or pain that some other possibly feminine caused him. Maybe somebody stabbed him in the back. Maybe multiple people have, but the real wound that he has to be completely like, he has to be over either the person who caused him the wound, or he has to like accept an ending. And this doesn't have to be about like a lover who treated him poorly. This could be, there's many disappointments in life. There's many things that it's like, it's so weird because I'm hearing that song by Mike and the Mechanics. I just wish I could have told him in the living years. It's a song all about a man who's like lamenting the fact that maybe he left a lot of unspoken things between himself and his father, and then his father had passed on. And I'm just wondering sometimes there's grief or there's disappointments that we hold on to about anything that is maybe over, and it's hard to let something go if we feel like it was incomplete. But reaching the point where it's like, but that was as complete as that chapter could have been. Not everything is going to be tied up nice and perfectly with a little bow in our lives, but if there's something in, I don't know, it keeps feeling like this is something really big for him. This is some wound that he has to be able to, I don't know if it's about forgiving or if it's about accepting endings, or if this is about accepting betrayals or heartbreaks, or if this is, like I said, about, coming to a place of peace with something that is no longer part of his life. It could be many of those things. It could be any of those, or a multitude of those things. But it's nice to see, no wonder the universe is like, hey, just be patient with yourself. You don't have to rush to get to your soulmate. A soulmate is somebody you're going to gravitate toward in this lifetime, regardless. Across time and space, distance, it doesn't matter. You'll find each other. It doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be instantly. It's okay. You can relax and do what you need to do, because this is really important for him to get to heal something. I'm picturing somebody has like a set of like really nice kitchen knives also. I don't know if somebody like likes to cook or if they're chopping up onions or something, but it starts like that, and then it's like a good cathartic cry. It's a good excuse, chop up some onions and then let yourself actually go ahead and cry. The onions get it started. I came for the for the whatever, the pasta sauce, but I stayed for the cathartic cry. It feels like if somebody's like cooking a sauce, chopping stuff up, but then actually gets a chance to give a good cathartic cry. I don't know why they would need like an excuse like that, but that just popped into my head. It was the Ten of Swords that made me think of that. Okay, so let's just see, how is it that you already feel like there's this person that you'd like to gravitate toward? We saw that with that Knight of Cups. A Ten of Pentacles. We'll say she, just because that's how it's come up so far. He may already know that she's somebody who I know is stable, and I know I will be just as stable as her, and I think we could be very happy together. She may wear green a lot or look amazing in green. We actually have like a little white mouse in this green glorious costume, and I'm kind of thinking, the difference between country mice and city mice. I feel like she's elegantly dressed, but she's still out in the country. So I don't know if there's an element to her where it's like she's very earthy, very grounded, very natural, very comfortable, but he sees her as somebody that he would love to bond to. Maybe he'd like to walk in her world. Maybe he'd like to be a part of her world. Six of Wands. She seems to be someone that he admires, because it's like she comes across as somebody who's comfortable in her own skin, somebody who knows her worth, somebody who knows, what she believes in and how her life is. Of course, that's a lot to admire. That's great. We have a Queen of Wands upright as well. That Queen of Wands, if this is how he sees her, Queen of Wands is our sexiest queen for sure. She is also the most self-possessed queen. I don't yet know how he knows her, but it could be through a work environment, just because of that Ten of Pentacles. It could also be somebody that he knows through like a friend of the family type of thing, because this can talk about many forms of abundance, including family-oriented things. But she kind of keeps to herself. She's got and Queen of Wands can, if they sense that I know you're interested in me, but I also know you're not coming toward me, I'm not going to be chasing you around. A Queen of Wands can let it be known that she's perhaps interested, but she'll still do it with a little bit of, I speak my piece, or I give the vibe out that, yes, I might be interested, but I don't chase. And I'm thinking that this is, again, something that he really likes about her. Essentially, queens and kings are always going to be patient, because they know the world isn't just about them. Relationships aren't just about them. I keep feeling like there's a simplicity and an elegance to her in the way she carries herself, the way she dresses, the way she conducts herself. She's well liked, because I think she's a very comfortable person and really accepts people as they are and where they're at. That might be one of the reasons he's so drawn to her. Everything feels like there's really no, she doesn't put anything on. Like, she's not got a fake persona or anything. She's just kind of who she is. And I feel like that might be something that he really likes about her, and something that other people like about her is how comfortable she makes people feel about themselves without asking them to be certain things to her. That's really beautiful, really beautiful. Does she have any inkling that they are a soulmate to her? By the way, somebody could be wearing like a white dress or blouse or top with like a, I don't know if it's like a shawl or a wrap or a jacket that's kind of like a little bit poofier. That could be like a, almost like a black or dark blue, but maybe with a metallic-y kind of sheen, or like a satin sheen, kind of like a poofy jacket or something. Does she have the vibe that they could be soulmates? I said, well, we have the Ace of Wands. She knows that they either keep tabs on her or that they're drawn to her. And she, I don't know if she smells really nice too. I'm picturing somebody who uses like shower bombs, you know, to like make the effervescent, like nice essential oil scents as they shower or something. You know, you can put those little like fizzy shower bombs like on the floor in the shower, and or bath bombs or whatever. I'm just saying that because we have her at like this apothecary. I mean, maybe she's making a pot of stew, but this is an apothecary. But my brain just jumps and goes into different like images of things that effervesce. She has a certain, like, this could also just represent her energy is very effervescent. Her energy is, she's warm, she's passionate, um but she has, like, she's looking right at them but not making a move in their direction. We saw it over here too. So yes, she's attracted to them also. This is two people that certainly know of each other, certainly, and I think she knows that they are interested in her, but they're not stepping forward, and she's not about to go over and open up the door and be like, hey, I see you there spying on me. She's also very gracious in that respect. If anything, I think she uses her like confidence and allure. It's like, look, if this person isn't ready to approach, and they're not ready to approach, but if they like me and I like them, I'm attracted to them, I have no problem subtly letting them know that I'm attracted, but I'm not going to be hounding or chasing or making things like, oh, so easy. I'm not going to go fling open doors and invite anybody in. They would have to pursue me. I am a Queen of Wands after all. But I like the fact that all of this is done with such comfort and grace. When the day comes, that'll be the day that we talk. Until then, there's no pressure, there's no stress, there's no insult, there's no gnashing of teeth. But I will say that the day is coming. I don't even know if it's going to be that far down the road. Can we get one last message? Three of Wands, 3 days to 3 months. I don't have very many cards that I think of as timelines, but we just got one of the only like three cards that I think of as timelines in a deck. So very interesting, because this says, yeah, it's coming up soon. they'll be reaching out to her quite soon. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.